Right, Michael. So just going to go over some of the stuff we did there, the first lesson. So first thing is the pentatonic scale. So usually the first way of going about this is all sorts of different ways of playing the pentatonic scale, but the typical one is to start on the root note. So let's say we're in the key of E minor, we'd start on an E here, right? So we'll start with that one because it's you've got open strings on the bottom, so it makes it a little bit easier at first. So basically, you just find your root note, E in this case, and let's say you wanted the A minor one, right? So for that, you need the chromatic scale, which is just, you just need to know all the notes, right? So you can kind of count your way up the fretboard, right? So the way that goes is the notes go from A to G. They all have sharps except for B and D, right? So in other words, then you're going to have E, no E sharp, so straight to F, F sharp, G, G sharp. Once it gets to G sharp, cycles back around to A again, and you would start the scale from there. But we'll keep going up. So that's A sharp, B. There's the other exception. No B sharp, straight to C, C sharp, D, D sharp. And then by the time you get to the 12th note up, that's an octave. So that's E, and that's E as well. And the cycle continues. So from here, we've got two notes on every string. The first of every two starts on the same fret every time. So in this case, the open. And then we're going to go up by 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, and 3. Okay, so first thing is to make sure that all the notes are equal in length, right? So we don't, so it's easy enough to kind of do two quick notes on the one string, but if you're having a gap like that, just kind of slow the notes down on each string so it's more like all equal. Very important as well to make sure you're going down and up with the pleck as opposed to just down, down, down. It's obviously a lot more efficient to go down and up with it. And so then after that, we've got a couple of little techniques. We did most of them here already. So the first one is a pull off. So we're just going to pick the note and then drag your finger off of it. Now you can go, it doesn't have to be to the open, you can pull off obviously to a different note as well. So that's the pull off. Then we've got the hammer on. So the key to a hammer on is just give yourself a decent bit of clearance so you can come down hard and snappy on it. Okay, and then the next one is a slide. So you can slide from anywhere to anywhere. Just make sure you keep the pressure down on the string as you're going up. Okay, so a couple of different phrases we did from that. The first one was two pull-offs on the first and second strings, third fret, and then we're sliding up, right, from 3 to 5. Now we don't hit this particular iteration of the note in this version of the scale, but it's the same note as the open string, so it is within the scale. So we're going. And as I was saying, proportion is what matters, not overall speed, right? So like in that particular phrase, all the notes should be the same length, so it shouldn't sound like this. It should be. So if there is a gap between the strings, that just means you need to slow the pull-offs down. So. Okay, next one was. So what we've got is the open A string. Oh, by the way, the string names are E, A, D, G, B, E. Easy way to remember that is Eddie, A, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie. Okay, so we're starting off on the A string here. Open, hammer on. Same with the D string, and then just probably come up with the pleck on that one. So, okay. So again, make sure it's not. It's got to be. One more phrase we did was a pull off from the B string, third fret, open, come up with the pleck on the second fret of the G string, back down to the open B string, back to the second fret of the G string, pull off there, and then we're going to land second fret on the D string. So one more time. Okay, and another one then was the Roadhouse Blues riff. Now, that one is from the blues scale. So we have the pentatonic scale. Now, the blues scale is pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic scale with an added flattened fifth. Now, the pentatonic scale skips the second note of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your flat fifth. So first, third, fourth, flat fifth, fifth, seventh, and then by the time we get up here to the eighth, that's the octave, right? So the cycle starts again. First, third, fourth, flat fifth, fifth, seventh, eighth, and then we've got a third, which is also the first, and then we got a third up here. So the blues scale goes like this. And try to use a finger for each fret as well. Yeah, it's important not to kind of bounce around with the one finger. Okay, so then that riff then is this. We'll kind of palm mute here a little bit. Just kind of rest the soft part of your hand on the bridge, just to muffle it slightly. And then we got two hammer-ons, ba-da-da-bom. So that's a triplet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and try the pentatonic scale up the fretboard as well. Now, obviously, the difference is between the E minor pentatonic and pretty much any other one is that you have to hold down the bottom notes as well. So what that would look like is, let's say we're doing the A minor pentatonic scale. So that's going to be E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. And then same shape, we're going up by 3 frets. 2, 2, 2, 3, and 3. So so what I want you to practice is the scale itself first, just going all the way down and back up. Well, I guess this is down, isn't it? And try not to repeat notes at any point. So as you're approaching the top of the scale, just go right back down. Same with the bottom. And make sure, and it doesn't matter how slowly you have to do it in order to make sure that the notes are the same length. It's the proportion that's more important than the actual speed. And then if you want, you can just kind of get the hammer-ons and pull-offs going. Hammer on your way up. Pull-offs. Your way down. Okay, that should be plenty to be getting on with. So you've got, we'll talk a little bit more about chords next week, because this time was a little bit more based on the lead stuff, but sure, nothing wrong with that. And the main thing is with the pentatonic as well, just play the scale itself all the way up and down. Take those few phrases, this one, and this one. And see you get on with those, but just kind of play around with it as well. Just kind of wander around and get a feel for it too. And text me on a couple of songs that you'd like to look into as well, just so I can have a look at them ahead of time. All right, I'll see you next time.